Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salsabila Siska Mardi Utami and I will present about semantic analysis of an active voice in translation of short stories by Edgar Allan Poe and translated version by Anton Kurnia. Introduction. Language is an important component for human communication. Based on Virgil 2006, states that language is a special tool that used by any group of people to communicate. But humans have a variety of languages in their interaction. Humans can get information from various parts of the world by using language. English is an important role to interact with another human from different country with different languages too. By this reason, many people practice and learn their English skills. Therefore, as humans who live in this world, we should continue to be able to update ourselves with the many advances in technology and language that are around us. In learning language, there are various easy ways to understand them. One easy step that can be done first is to learn to translate a word or sentence. Translation is a very important element to capture information from foreign language. According to Newmark 2001 about translation, translation is a process that involves comprehension and formulation. So, what is meant by this understanding? Translators must be interpret and regret. In the translation process, there is the role of the translator who interprets the original text of the original language, or can be called the source text, then recreated in the form of other language text, or can be called the target text. In learning, the meaning is also closely related to semantic learning. Semantic is one branch of linguistics that studies the meaning and its classification. According to Chair 2012, semantic is a linguistic study that concentrates on the research of the meaning in the words or sentences. Sentences in language have two types, namely active and passive sentence. Active sentences are sentences that compose the subject as doing an action and object as something that accepts the action. And in passive sentences, the subject in the sentence functions as an object in the active sentence, which receives an action, whereas at the end of the sentence it is usually in the form of the executant who does the action. Study about semantic and translation has been conducted by several researchers. The first study, conducted by Oktariani, Buriswati, and Ekowati 2018, about analyze the translation of English passive sentences into Indonesian in terms of the meaning and equivalence. There is one difference contained therein, namely if in this case study only found 4 kinds of meaning based on John E. Say theory, while the analysis that will be performed presents 7 types of meaning based on theories by Geoffrey Leach. Some differences were also found, namely regarding the analyzed data. Oktariani and friends used passive voice as their data. However, the researcher of these short stories will use active voice as the data. And the second study, conducted by Abdelal and Rashid 2015, about analysis of the semantic laws contained in the translation of the Quran in Surah Al-Waqi'ah by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. The gap found in the analysis conducted by Abdelal and Rashid here is about whether the translation done by Abdullah Yusuf Ali in his book is in accordance with the source text or not based on semantic theory, whereas if the analysis in the short stories by Edgar Allan Poe presents results that can provide more insight into the types of meaning in semantic along with examples. And the third study, conducted by Fauzi 2008, about analysis of the translation of the source text Surah Al-Ra'd into target text in English that uses semantic theory for its analysis. The analysis conducted by Fauzi will have different results from the analysis conducted by the researcher in the short stories by Edgar Allan Poe, namely regarding the types of meanings that exist in Surah Al-Ra'd and in the short story. If from these short stories will produce 7 kinds of meanings, while from Surah already produce only 4 types of meaning. And the fourth study conducted by Nur Laila 2017 about equality in the semantic form, which examines Meurukon's texts which were transferred into Acehese and then converted to Indonesian. The research is different from my research, which only focused on equality, while the researcher study focused on two things. They identify the meaning semantically and look for equivalency or non-equivalence in this study. And the fifth study conducted by Sodik 2012 about analysis of the English translation of Surah Al-Alaq by Abdullah Yusuf Ali to categorize the type of meaning used on it and the message behind it. The result of this study indicate that there are two kinds of meanings, namely lexical and sentential meaning, but in this analysis it only produced two types of meaning, whereas there should be more that can be analyzed, and this study did not analyze the equivalence. And the last study about semantic and translation conducted by Shakarnia 2013. In this analysis contains and provides evidence whether the use of original words in the presentation of a story in the form of the translation will be more readability by the reader or use a language that has been modified by a translator. The gap obtained by researchers from previous research this time is that she analyzes the two stories by comparing the two theories in order to produce a comparison of which theories are more important and significant to be used in the presentation of story translation. Whereas if the analysis of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories is more focused on the equivalence between the original text and the results of the translation presented by another translator. The researcher will take the data of this research is a short story written by Edgar Allan Poe and the translated version by Anton Kurnia. The data of this research will be chosen by the researcher because the short story has been well known by readers of literary works in the world, so that the translation of the work can be found easily. This study aims to find out the kinds of meanings contained in the data of this study, as well as to determine the semantic role in translation and analyze the equivalence and inequivalence of translation from the source text to target text. Problem of this study. What are the kinds of meanings in active voice translation in the short story by Edgar Allan Poe? Second, what are the kinds of equivalence in the active voice of the short story by Edgar Allan Poe? Significance of the study. Hope that this study could enrich the knowledge of the reader and to raise language awareness in society in the fields of semantics and translation that focus on meaning. Scope and limitation. Whereas in the limitation contained in this study, the researcher only examined active voice translation. Next is definition of key terms. Translation is the process of creating meanings contained in a sentence that has language differences. Second, active voice, a sentence form where the subject of the sentence performs the action expressed in the verb. Third, semantic. Semantic is a branch of linguistics that studies about meaning or meaning. In semantics, researchers can find several meanings of a sentence. Types of meaning show how they all fit into the total composite effect of linguistic communication and show how methods of study appropriate to one type may not to be appropriate to another. Short story by Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe's short stories here that will be raised by researchers has 4 titles: The Case of Amontillado, The Mask of the Red Death, The Telltale Heart, and The Black Cat. Next is review of literature. Semantics. Semantics is the study of meaning, which has a major role in communication, because communication is very important for social beings. Human beings who live in this world are social creatures who need each other. According to the statement of Leach 1974, semantics as a study that studies meaning is a center of communication studies, and when conducting communication becomes a very important factor in society. Category of a meaning can be divided into 7 types based on Leach, including conceptual meanings, connotative meanings, social and affective meaning, reflected and collocative meaning, associative meaning, and the last is thematic meaning. The last is intended and interpreted meaning. Conceptual meaning is the central meaning in linguistic communication, or the type of basic meaning of other types of meanings. So in conceptual meaning, a word or sentence will only have one meaning and no other types of meaning. The second is connotative meaning. Connotative meaning is the meaning of a word or sentence which has more informative value than the original meaning or conceptual meaning, but the meaning will still refer to the source text. The third is social and effective meaning. Social meaning is a meaning that can change the form of the original sentence, adjusting to the circumstance around it, but still in conceptual meaning. Several types can be used as a basis for changing words or sentences themselves, for example, according to dialect, time, province, status, modality, and singularity. And the third, seal affective meaning, that has a style that contains meaning and show one's feeling, as well as other types of meaning that also contain meaning with their respective goals. The purpose of this meaning is the speaker can convey the message contained therein through a style of language. The fourth types is reflected and collocative meaning. Reflected meaning is a meaning that has multiple conceptual meanings. One word meaning can reflect another meaning that is what is called multiple conceptual meaning. And collocative meaning consists of an association of words that are obtained because of the meaning of the vocabulary that is done by its environment, but this collocative meaning also arises from certain words. Not all can be changed. And the fifth type is associative meaning. Associative meaning is the type of meaning in which the listener's understanding can be seen from the speaker expression, or it can also be called an understanding that can be obtained by the listener depending on the speaker's understanding. And the sixth is thematic meaning. Thematic meaning is what is communicated by the way in which a speaker or writer organizes the message in terms of ordering, focus, and emphasis. And the last is intended and interpreted meaning. Intended meaning can contain other meanings that the speaker wants to convey to the listener implicitly or indirectly. And interpreted meaning is a meaning that depends on the understanding of the message received by the listener itself, and the listener also believes that the understanding it received will be the same as the delivered by the speaker. Next is translation. According to Newmark 2001 about translation as a process that involves comprehension and formulation. Translation cannot be instantly made directly into the target text because it requires a long collaboration between translator and editor. Translation has many functions, including media communication between languages, introducing culture, or learning language. Next is equivalence. Based on Nidat and Taber in Venuti 2012, states that there are two kinds of equivalence in translation. They are formal equivalence and dynamic equivalence. Formal equivalence only focuses on the consistency of a target language item which represents the closest equivalent of a source language word or phrases, while dynamic equivalence is a translation principle according to which a translator seeks to translate the meaning of the original in such a way that the target language wording will trigger the same impact. Short story, same as what has been explained in Merriam-Webster dictionary, states that short stories are literary works that are produced in a shorter form compared to novels. Just as novels in short stories also have some characters, but short story and novels also have the difference. The short story focuses more on creating a mood rather than plot. Next is research methodology. Research design. The researcher will use a descriptive, qualitative approach. The aim of the researcher to use this method is to complete the analysis of the research subject in accordance with the research question. Next is data collection. Research data. The data of this research will be in the forms of words, phrases, sentences uttered by Edgar Allan Poe as the author of this short story. Next, data source and subject of the study. The source of data will be the electronic book of the short story for the English version and printed book of the short story for the Indonesian version. Next, research instrument. The main instrument in this study is the researcher herself, because she will analyze this research, must use her time to read and analyze. Then supporting instrument of this research are translation books from research subjects and electronic books obtained from the internet. Data collection technique. First, search ebook and printed book. Next, read the short story and the next collecting the data. And the data analysis. First, identify the types of meaning first, then analysis the equivalent. The next, classifying the data into the table. Next, discussion. Discuss and explain the analysis. And the last, conclusion. Draw a conclusion based on the result. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.